So I want to speak about children's brain tumour research. Not an area I'm an expert in, but an area I care rather a lot about, for two reasons. One, because children's brain tumours are the biggest cancer killer of children. And secondly, because despite that, it only attracts about 2% of the funding of cancer research overall. As a parent, I can't quite imagine how devastating it must be if you are informed that your child has a brain tumour. An awful lot of patients, unfortunately, don't survive having a brain tumour. And I've been very struck by the compassion and by the commitment and by the sheer bravery of parents and children when they're going through dealing with this really pretty horrible disease.
Well, Sam is, like many of my patients, truly inspirational. I met Sam first when he was unconscious in the intensive care unit. And he gradually recovered from that operation and restored himself to his normal self, whom I'd never met before he was ill. And he showed great resilience and fortitude, but had a particular skill in talking to people. Despite
having to manage that disease and all of the treatments that went with it, the 3.5 years after that he survived, he lived life to the full. So he made sure that he completed his Duke of Edinburgh Bronze Award, he sailed with Ellen MacArthur, he carried the Olympic torch, he even came to this university to help us to launch the development campaign.
So it was just a typical day at school, just came home, had a headache, so I decided I would go just upstairs to go to bed, see if it wore off, the headache, and in the process of being asleep I had a fit.
And that's the other element that's so inspiring where Sam is concerned, because he made sure that he used the time that he had to raise awareness of this disease, but also to try and help raise funds for better research, earlier intervention, better treatment, so that more children who are diagnosed with brain tumours actually survive having that brain tumour.
As childhood cancer specialists, we've seen improvements in childhood cancer over the last 3 decades. Leukemia is now 80 or 90% cured in many cases. The same's not true for brain tumours. Although the survival have improved from 50 to 75%, 60% of those patients are disabled. The funds that we're raising and generating at the moment are focused in 2 big areas. One is getting the drugs into the brain to effectively attack the cancer cell whilst minimising the risk to the brain. One method we're studying at the moment means we can use 1/400th of the dose by introducing the drug directly to the brain. The second area is to try and reduce the risk of brain injury during the time of operations. And our intention to install an MR machine in the operating theatre to allow the surgeon to take real-time images of the state of the brain to assist him in reducing that risk is an important component of our planning for the future.
For the last 3 years I've taken 2 weeks of my annual leave to engage in a Nottingham Life Cycle. So last year we cycled a bit over 1,100 miles for stroke rehabilitation research. Not long after we finished this, Sam's mother, Pam White, wrote me a nice little card, and she said, if you think of doing a life cycle for, why don't you do it for children's brain tumour research? So that's exactly what we're going to do. Not just 1,100 miles, 1,400 miles around the 4 corners of Great Britain. And we've set a target, a pretty ambitious target, of raising £500,000 to support the Children's Brain Tumour Research Centre. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you'll support me in that, either by supporting me or one of the other riders or the whole team, or by coming along and engaging in the community ride on the final day of the Life Cycle, August 31st, here at University Park, or by organising an event. Anything you can do will be very welcome, because whatever we do collectively, I am confident will make a difference through the children's brain tumour research to actually provide a legacy that Sam and others can be proud of.